Hello, how's it going out there? My name is James, and this is doing the current video on my new camera here. Had to see how the way it worked out. Uh, I've been always been every time when I go on video shots, if I'm doing something around town or filming at a park or filming at a um, going out, just going to a different city, I usually get one of these little things, and these batteries don't hold up too well because um, you got these little dollar cheap batteries. This, so I'm trying to see how the quality pick up on pick up the reception. Hopefully the audio is a lot clearer. Um, I'm trying to figure out one of these days how to make a social, put kind of work with the editing, music, introduction video. That'd probably be my next thing. My next project is probably to put some kind of background so I don't have to look so plain. Put kind of like a backdrop, um, like a studio black backdrop, like a lighting, and they got like a green screen or something like that. And that's one of my next projects I want to do with this camera. And so now I got an actual camcorder, not your generic version of camcorder where you got so many minutes go, and just cut out on you, so that and then when you go to upload it to the computer, it looks so generic and everything. Um, but anyway, yeah. So this is my new project, and I'm just practicing. This is a practice run. Uh, had to kind of hopefully keep my background looking decent because I did it had to do a reshoot. So this is kind of like a reshoot of a video I've done yesterday. Um, what motivated me to do this is just something I've always was just fascinated on, uh, biography of people, and sometimes some people video blog on themselves. Some people tell a story about themselves. Right now, I'm trying to get something, start writing a book. I have over there. I have like pages full of. Well, hold on a minute. If I can reach it. Uh, in this, hold on. In this, I have many stories. Um, I use the kingdom of God as an imagination. God gave me the gift to really use His kingdom as a imagine, stories that He can make uh, different stories. And over the years, I never really got a chance to really put it all together. But I'm going to try to somehow put my writings into work this year. I got a whole mess load, and the titles are awesome. I got some awesome titles that, and most of my stories are centered around the Most High God. I mean, it's a truthful dimension, and as He was giving me these stories, I was just writing them down. My handwriting got really that good, so I would have to go and put them on the computer and type it out. And it started out with just authorizing different stories. One of the stories was, this was years ago, one I called the hidden inner truth of racism in America. I made a short story on that one. I made a short story about my life. It's kind of like have to. What else can I tell you? Made stories on different stories, like one I called The Origin of Evil. Now this is where it really gets interesting, and it's all about the kingdom of God It's all about Satan's kingdom too. So I had stories about, it would be interesting stories that God give to me, like the interview with God's angels, the origin of evil. Uh, this is called the afterlife of Jesus Christ, heaven wars, sons of God. This sons of God. This can be anybody. It could be human beings, or yeah, basically what is this, human beings. Uh, Yahweh's kingdom, and you name it. And I would love to try the one day put this into a story, and one day it can maybe turn into a movie. So that's one of the things I wanted to do, was basically all these writings is just kind of collaborate them together and make a series of stories about the kingdom of God, tell it in a way that it would blow, it would give comfort to people on who he is, because you need to understand that he really do exist for one thing, and he gave me the gift to really write about him in a dimension that I've never really thought about God before. Because I mean, we know him in the Bible, but he gave me different dimensions of him, but give me thoughts and imaginations on how to write of him. This one I got called the Sons of Thunder. That's about the angels. King of Heaven, that's about Christ. This one's about the kingdom of God is at hand. This is when you're going through spiritual warfare. Uh, you know, the kingdom of God is at hand. That means his kingdom is at hand. I wrote other stories, and it's basically the stories to give hope, and it's basically, it centers around heaven. I mean, around Yeshua, Jesus, to the Father, you know, and all, you know, they get the glory and everything. Cause I couldn't come up with some of these things. I couldn't. The stories they gave me is like, wow, man, it's like wow, you know, I never thought about that. You know, it just I haven't really took the time to really put it together. But that's been one of the things I'm trying to, you know, I've been distracted and let other things distract me. You know, been too much on the video, entertaining the wrong things instead of getting back to the right things. Uh, and so I'm gonna try to work on that. And I wrote stories years ago. And one thing about writers, they write from experiences and trauma and pain. We'll kind of put like in a documentary, like a diary or something, and then it turns into, next thing you know, one thing it turns into a book. Uh, um, you know, I've always had bad handwriting when I was a child, and so I could never really write it out. But now that I could type it out, put it on the computer, my thoughts, and then trying to structure it together. You know, make sure your grammar and proper sentences and everything. That's what I'm working on now. What I've been trying to get to now. Um, it started back. I started back in my late 20s writing stories, but I never, you know, I just got, you know, I'm one of these kind of people, you know, it comes the idea and then I kind of drop off, and then somehow I come back to it, and something along the way, you know, it's good that when you start something, you stay consistent with it, because it could be a great reward in the end. And for people that do, that's the lesson learned in life. When you start something, stay consistent with it. Don't want these people be one of these people that go from left and go do some all the way to right. If you start out a project, I learned this in life, complete the project. So I've really been blessed, you know, that he gave me that, and I really want to turn it for his glory, because I don't seek no glory out of this. I want to give him my way of glorifying him, and whatever he gives me as an imagination, that's what I want to do for the King, Lord of Lords, and I'm not ashamed of it. That's something that's sometimes when you have a gift in you, you have to bring it out in some form or fashion, you know. And I've kind of been missing out on the calling, so I'm trying to get back to it. And so one of the things I said, well, let me while I record this, and maybe when I see this, I can encourage myself on what mission I have to do. And when every time I can look back at this video and say, hey, get back on, don't get distracted from the mission, from whatever, because you're never too old to stop dreaming and making your dream come to reality. Um, and I've been having a few people that God has signed into my life to encourage me along the way. And so if it means doing this and doing the camera thing, and so let it be, you know. I'm not the best at it. I'm not the funniest, the charmingest, but hey, I got my lane like other people got their lane. Some people are good at video blogging and doing what they do. I'm doing what I do. And this is my passion. This is what I want to do. Um, that's and it's been with me for the longest time. Uh, as far as being a writer one day, and basically from experiences, and you know what makes the great writers is like musicians, you know, because since I'm not really musically gifted like some people is, God gave me the idea of give me this to really put it in writing, and then really it give me to in a way that it would glorify Him, and I dedicate my writings to Him to glorify Him in different dimensions. That's because He gets the glory, and however the stories, whatever I could put out, it can affect someone's life and give them hope and give them belief that that uh, that inspires somebody, and so be it. And what from any walks of life. That's what it. That's what it's all about. It's not about just me. It's about the next person. Because I know any whatever come out of it, I'm already comfortable in the fact that I'm not a very popular looking person. I already got the fact that I'm not going to be rich. Well, so-called rich in this life. If I be rich, I'll be rich in Him. He brings me the wealth and brings me the riches. I don't want the riches of this world because I see how people